Welcome back to the Showcast, everybody. All right, we're not going to waste any time. I know we're excited, so we're going to get right to this week's guest. You've seen him on TV. You've seen him in a ton of movies. You've heard his voice in award-winning animated films like How to Train Your Dragon and Big Hero 6. And now he's back on his comedy tour across the country, fresh off of his Critics' Choice Award win for his role on HBO's Silicon Valley. Please welcome to the program the absolutely hysterical TJ Miller. TJ, thanks for joining us.
I did it. I won a crystal thing that nobody understands in Los Angeles. Thank you for having me.
Your acceptance speech was hysterical too, by the way.
Thanks, man. I mean, somebody said to me, "What were you thinking right before you won that award?" And I just said, "Macaroons, macaroons, macaroons."
I'm surprised you didn't choke on your way up.
Yeah. Me too. There was a moment at the beginning of the speech where I thought, I really did. I was like, maybe the speech is just me trying to swallow, because it may take me a minute I didn't think I was supposed to do a speech. I'm here to eat macaroons and look stupid. So I'm glad that I was able to get everything down and say a few words.
And you did win for Silicon Valley, of course, which is, at this point, it's kind of Mike Judge's revival project in a sense. It's a great show to watch. Certainly with a lot of funny people around you as well. So how much fun is that show for you to work on a daily basis?
Oh, I mean, it's as much fun as you can imagine, but it's also really cool because those guys are all the best comedians. So it's a fun show, but also you're kind of learning the whole time. You kind of feel the whole time that you're becoming a better comedian. So it's kind of the best. And then the whole thing is, half of it is directed by Mike Judge. So then you're learning from that, comedic visionary and icon. It's a great job. It's a great job. It's a great job. It's better than when I worked at Radio Shack. That's true.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
Silicon Valley came in right at the end. Neck and neck, Silicon Valley wins.
Yeah.
Radio Shack are just behind.
Yeah. And then in a mandatory follow-up that might harm our viewers who can't grow hair on their face or their head. Your hair and beard combination on the show is absolutely fantastic as Erlich Bachman. I guess I just have to wonder how many combinations that you went through before you found that perfect hair and beard combination that you're sporting right now.
Well, I know this won't make sense yet when I talk about it, but in stand-up, people heckle me a lot.
Sure.
And, so anyway, that aside, I tried for a while to do, because I think it's the coolest look, is shaved face, shaved head,
Yeah.
But I just kept having a problem, and I think it's this idea that people kind of want to heckle me. They think I look like an asshole, and, you should say something fucking terrible to me. And so when I had a shaved head and a shaved face, people kept hitting me with oblong pool cues. It was this thing where it's like they thought I was a misshapen cue ball, and so they just sort of tapped me with sticks in the head. I just stopped. So what I did was I tried to put as much hair between me and the stick.
Yeah, that's a smart strategy, actually.
Well, yeah, and then also as much hair on my face, but still leaving little tracks for my tears, which come at night. Everything comes at night.
Yeah.
To sort of let the tears go down to my neck and my heart unperturbed. Yeah.
I know you've talked about this in other interviews, but I still don't think many people know this about you, so I'm going to go ahead and bring it up anyway. I heard that Yogi Bear 3D almost killed you.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of things that almost killed me, including a goddamn UPS truck yesterday. But yeah, I mean, I had brain hemorrhage while I was filming Yogi Bear 3D in New Zealand, 2010. And yeah, man, I almost died. I had seizures when I got back to Los Angeles. Brain surgery, removal of the arteriovenous malformation, which is something you're born with. Because I wasn't sleeping at all, because in part I was talking to cartoon bears that weren't there. So I was speaking and acting as ping pong balls at the end of long sticks. Yeah, I began to slowly go insane, and luckily because I wasn't sleeping, because it was so crazy and depressive, I came back to Los Angeles, and they took a golf ball-sized piece of my head out, and here we are now talking on a showcast, which if you told me that I was going to be on a showcast back then, I would have gone fully insane. I wouldn't know what you were talking about.
I'm still not sure we know what we're talking about. Another pretty rare occurrence, speaking of rare occurrences, you were part, this past Oscars, you were part of 2 films up for an Oscar in the same category, that being Big Hero 6 and How to Train Your Dragon 2 for Best Animated. I know your role in Big Hero 6 was a little bit larger, so were you rooting for that one maybe over How to Train Your Dragon 2? Or, you can't hurt DreamWorks or Disney's feelings, so you can be honest. Did you have a rooting interest?
I mean, I think, no. You want both of them to win.
Right.
But Disney did send us to the Oscars, so I would have been very happy if they had won. And the most amazing part of the entire experience was that they're both movies that I think it's less who I was rooting for, and more that if one had won and not the other, I would have gone, oh, yeah, of course, that makes perfect sense for either of them, because they're
right.
amazing. For Big Hero 6, I think in some ways, and this is just a matter of taste, for me, Big Hero 6 is more my kind of movie, but I'm always like that with Disney. I really like Disney. So
Big Hero 6 was so good.
Yeah, exactly. And as a spectator, as an audience member, I think I was really happy that Big Hero 6 won.
Is there going to be a sequel to that? I know there's already going to be How to Train Your Dragon 3. Is there going to be another Big Hero 6 movie?
That is TBD, which to my understanding means the big Daunter. The big Daunter.
Sounds accurate.
Yeah.
And a bit of a transition here. I think we can get a sense of it. But you're on a comedy tour right now. I know you're coming to Philly, actually, which is where we're from, on June 19th. So I guess I wanted to just ask, when people are coming to see you on stand-up, what type of comedy they're getting ready for, or if it could be compared to a character you played in a movie or something that so people know what they're in for when they come and see it.
Well, this whole tour, and all the dates are on TJ Miller does not have a website.com. TJMiller.com was taken. He wouldn't give it to me.
Bastard.
Are part of the Meticulously Ridiculous tour, which is a tour name that I chose largely because it's so hard to say.
That's why I didn't say it when I was saying the tour, yeah.
The comedy is a combination of Robbie from Gravity Falls, Ehrlich from Silicon Valley, I think Lucas from Transformers 4, and finally, Mr. Mucus. In the sense that it's fairly varied. It's a little bit assertive. It's observational. It's about being a sort of enthusiastic, intellectual drug user who also is a toddler-bodied weirdo who can't stop making car horn noises. Here's a preview. You got to come and see the show.
Well, I wasn't sure about it until you said there was a little Mr. Mucus in there, and that pretty much sold me on it.
Yeah, that's the selling point right now for me. I mean, it's flu season, so my ticket sales are up.
Yeah, and you're also, for those local, Steve mentioned you're at the Trocadero in Philly on June 19th. You're also at the Steel Stacks in Bethlehem June 22nd, which is a relatively new place, but really nice. That one's a little bit closer to me. I know Steve and I will be at that show, so we're looking forward to that. But
you got to come by and say what's up. Have a beer afterwards or before.
Yeah,
I'm psyched. I did the show Unstoppable with Denzel Washington, and we went to Bradford, Pennsylvania. We just were all over that area around Philadelphia, Pittsburgh. We went all over Pennsylvania, and I got to see a lot of that area that I'd never seen. So I'm psyched. I'm psyched for all these shows.
Yeah, and the Steel Stacks is right next to a relatively new casino, the Sands. So are you a gambler? Are you going to go do a little gambling while you're in town?
My wife Kate always asks me this. Kate will say, you know, are you going to be gambling, you know, this time you're out there? There's a casino near you. Are you going to be gambling? And I just look her straight in the eyes and I say, only with my wife.
Yeah. Russian roulette. That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Well, I had mentioned The Big Hero 6, how well that's done, and that's obviously based off a Marvel comic. Another movie you're going to be coming out that just finished production recently is Deadpool. Is there anything, I know, you know, everything's kind of close to the chest. I saw your appearance on Conan, said a whole lot about the movie, and that's great. Is there anything else you could tell us about Deadpool?
Well, what I've been thinking about lately is I think it's going to be, in a lot of ways, more ways than you can even expect, a real, like, palate cleanser for the superhero schlock. And I say that in the nicest way, because I'm good friends with the Russo brothers, and I think Joe's doing some stuff that's fucking amazing. A lot of people are. They're doing incredible stuff with the genre. Obviously, it's here to stay for a while. But Deadpool, I think, is going to be what it's supposed to be, an R-rated, completely different, you know, anti-hero, dark comedy, all the things that none of this stuff is. Guardians of the Galaxy is hysterical. It's great.
Yeah.
But Deadpool is going to be the antidote to all of the movies that make us point out how amazing Guardians of the Galaxy is. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, from the little bit of a teaser they had, it looks really good and really hilarious. And last week we actually had Ben can chime in on this if he wants. We had a Marvel inker. He did inking for the actual comics for Marvel and DC, and we talked a little bit about it. Yeah, we talked a little bit about the Deadpool movie and how it's more aimed at adults rather than the kids that some of these other ones have been aimed at.
Well, and I think that has to be the case. Like, for me, it was between Deadpool and this R-rated Zac Efron wedding comedy, which I'm sure is going to be great.
Yeah, you made a good choice,
but
though.
if we're in the midst of kind of figuring out, you know, if they're going to keep releasing things that are safe and aren't so financially risky, then yeah, better to be in something like Deadpool, or at least, you know, we know it's a Marvel property, but it's going to be for adults, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I think that'll be welcomed. People in their 20s will be like, everybody will be like, thank God, you know, it doesn't have to have a talking raccoon. somebody can get shot in the leg and say fuck 30 times.
Are you going to be doing any of the Comic-Cons to promote it at all? Any like New York or San Diego?
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to. I don't know. You know, I went to Comic-Con New York for Big Hero 6, but it's just going to depend on what I'm doing. We have this pilot at HBO called Gore Burger, which if you guys haven't seen that, look it up. There's some online. Gore Burger, G-O-R, Burger, all one word.
Is this the talk show one?
Yeah, exactly. So we're trying to make that. So after Silicon Valley, I've got to, I think, shoot, you know, 6 or 8 episodes of that, and then, so yeah, I'll do the Comic-Con for sure,
right,
time
sweet.
permitting. But more than that, it's just crazy. Those places, they're amazing. They're overwhelmingly. It's so nice, and so many weird people feel so safe there. It's a blast.
Yeah, and I don't really have a transition for my next question, so I'm not going to try to make one. I'm going to go out on a limb here. Are you aware of your striking resemblance to Detroit Lions quarterback Matthew Stafford? And
absolutely not, and I'm absolutely not, and I'm not able to comment on that or whether or not we have any relationship, either blood nor sort of legal adoption or marriage.
Yeah, I was going to ask if you're ready to announce the release date of the biopic, but it seems like...
I have absolutely no comment on any familial connection with that individual.
Okay, well, that's fair. Well, I guess my final question, and we'll just move on from that then. My final question...
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
It's okay. What I do want to know, though, is do you have a favorite... Hold on, I got one. Hold on. Do you have a favorite fragrance... You're welcome.
Sincerely, thank you.
No.
Is this going to be...
Trust me, the pleasure's mine.
This is going to be the
Thank
next...
you very much.
This is going to be the next acceptance speech.
No problem.
Just saying thank you.
Just say thank you.
Do you have a favorite fragrance from your website? Because I am looking for something new, and I would be excited for Straight Dumpster Sex, but it looks like it's not out quite yet. So Would you be able to suggest anything to maybe hold me over?
Straight dumpster sex and boozy brunch are really going to take over this niche section of the market. But I'm working on a fragrance right now called Thank You.
Yeah.
When you spray it on you, it's just thank you. And, you can feel people moving on from questions that maybe question your familiar relationship with somebody from Detroit or who works in Detroit. Yeah. When you smell this fragrance, you'll feel like, okay, thank you very much, thank you.
Right.
So I'm working on that one. Then also, I think toddler body is going to make every man feel like he can go pantless with a shirt on, stained in mustard.
That's actually the kind of confidence I'm looking for, so I appreciate that.
That or having applesauce just as much in your mouth as on your chin.
I did see not to beat a dead horse, your last date is in Michigan. I don't know how far Royal Oak is from Detroit, but any coincidence about that?
Oh, yeah, no, that's, again, thank you guys so much. Yeah, it's been great on the podcast. Or SoCal. And, I'm doing a lot of cities. I'm doing Detroit, I'm doing Grand Rapids, I'm doing Napoleon, I'm doing Ann Arbor. So I'm going all over the country, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, just know that. But, yeah, I'm all over the country.
Yeah, all over the place.
Thank you.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, as
Lansing, I'm going to be in Lansing, Michigan.
East
All over
Lansing,
the country.
Yeah, all over.
well, as I know, during the
Thank you very much. Thank you.
during your tour, you're going to be at the Trocadero here in this area, June 19th, June 22nd, the Frank Banco Ale House Cinema in Bethlehem. We want to send people your way. Check out your website, tjmiller.doesnothaveawebsite.com. And of course, follow you on Twitter @nottjmiller. But TJ, thanks a lot for joining us tonight, man. This was a blast.
Hey, man. Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, guys, we will be back in the showcast in just a few minutes. Hang tight.